An evil woman sent by Satan will be marked by psychology tricks. How can you tell when a woman in your life is drawing you closer to God or slowly pulling you away from Him? If the enemy wanted to wound your heart, your family, and your walk with God, do you think he might try to use a relationship to do it? Above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Proverbs 4:23. From a biblical perspective, God does not leave you blind. When a woman is acting in ways that tempt, manipulate, or attack your calling, the Holy Spirit will give you warnings. Her words, choices, and patterns of behavior can reveal that she is not a help to your soul, but a doorway for spiritual attack. In this teaching, we'll look at 6 clear marks that God may use to show you a woman is operating under evil influence and has been allowed in your life to do harm, not to build you up. These signs are meant to protect you, wake you up, and lead you back into relationships that honor God and guard your destiny. Number 1. A bad woman sent by Satan will be marked by chaos. An evil woman sent by Satan doesn't arrive with horns, fire, and thunder. No, she usually comes wrapped in charm, perfume, and just enough mystery to keep your masculine energy off balance. But remember this: wherever God moves, things become clearer, stronger, and more ordered. Wherever Satan lurks, confusion spreads like a virus. That is the first sign. You must be alert to it. God is not the author of confusion. He is a God of peace, and a high-value man must guard that peace like a fortress. Don't ignore subtle shifts in your life. Chaos doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers. That is how Satan often works, through disorder. One day your work and personal life are in harmony, then suddenly drama begins to spill over into your schedule, distracting you during work hours, stealing your focus. That's not romance, that's infiltration. Be careful when a woman appears in your life and every boundary you once respected begins to fade. The high-value man who wants to attract women must never sacrifice order for excitement. Satan loves excitement. God loves structure. A man with strong masculine energy keeps his priorities aligned, his peace guarded, and his purpose sharp like a blade. If she causes your friendships to weaken, if she sows jealousy among your family members, if conflicts begin to rise where there used to be ease, don't call it coincidence. Call it what it may be: strategic chaos. An evil woman sent to your life doesn't just cause problems, she multiplies them. She confuses your thinking, distorts your emotions, sends mixed signals, pulls back when you approach, then draws near when you step away. That is manipulation, not affection. Don't let your mind become her playground. A man who loses control of his thoughts soon loses control of his direction, and once direction is gone, so is his strength. You must recognize peace is your compass. Anxiety is your warning sign. A woman who thrives on confusion will subtly train you to depend on her reactions rather than your convictions. That is dangerous for any man, especially when your masculine energy is meant to create, not react. Be alert to how your spirit feels around her. Do you feel grounded, or do you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells? Do conversations lead to clarity or to arguments that spiral endlessly? If every encounter leaves you mentally drained, emotionally spun, and spiritually distorted, don't call it passion, call it poison. A high-value man learns to separate emotional rush from spiritual disturbance. Don't chase a storm and call it rain. Godly women bring order. They decrease drama, not increase it. They help you think better, not doubt harder. They don't complicate your life, they refine it. When you speak, they listen with intention. When you plan, they support with wisdom. A godly woman doesn't devour your energy, she multiplies it. She helps you build a life worth living. Proverbs 31 describes her well. She manages her household well. She improves what she's given. She doesn't waste time on games or manipulation. That is the woman worth pursuing. The high-value man who wants to truly attract women must understand the difference between emotional sparks and authentic harmony. Don't confuse hot for holy. Don't confuse unpredictable for interesting. Uncertainty may feel thrilling at first, but long-term uncertainty is spiritual erosion. You must be bold enough to walk away from any woman who thrives on crisis. Don't let chaos become your new normal. Many men lose years of their life entertaining disorder because they confuse it with love. That is a tragedy disguised as romance. Be stronger than that. Your masculine energy must serve a mission greater than temporary excitement. If she makes you second guess your purpose, she is not your partner, she is your distraction. Evil often arrives disguised as entertainment, but what entertains you can drain you. Be the man who sees clearly. Discern early. Do not wait until your peace is gone to admit what your spirit already knows. Your surroundings reveal a lot. Look at your habits. Were you productive before she entered your life? Look at your finances. Were they steady before emotional chaos entered the picture? Look at your relationships. Did they begin to fracture when she appeared? Satan does not need to destroy your life overnight. He just needs to slowly replace order with disorder, confidence with insecurity, and clarity with confusion. That is how a man falls without realizing he's falling. A godly woman, on the other hand, is like a soft breeze after a storm. She calms the air around you. She doesn't compete for your attention, she aligns with your rhythm. She helps your masculine energy rise naturally, not forcefully. She doesn't challenge your peace, she protects it. Don't idolize excitement. Value stability. A real woman is not boring, she is consistent. A real woman is not hard to read, she is honest. A real woman does not make you chase emotions, she helps you chase purpose. The high value man understands that the right woman magnifies his strength, while the wrong woman drains his spirit. Choose wisely. Do not settle for sparks when God offers fire. A fire burns steady. A spark fades quickly. Be the kind of man who attracts women by standing firm in values, not by chasing attention. When chaos appears, test it. Confront it. If it stays when you set boundaries, it may be worth keeping. But if it explodes when you set boundaries, run. Don't negotiate with confusion. Don't baptize dysfunction and call it connection. You must choose order over excitement, clarity over charm, and truth over temptation. Your peace is sacred. Treat it like treasure. And always remember, evil complicates, but God simplifies. Number 2. An evil woman sent by Satan will have no regard for the covenant bond of marriage. An evil woman sent by Satan will never respect the covenant bond of marriage, because marriage, at its core, mirrors sacred commitment, loyalty, and God's design for unity. That is exactly why it's under attack. Don't underestimate this. Be alert. Marriage glorifies the Lord, and anything that glorifies the Lord becomes a direct target. So the enemy employs psychology tricks and female psychology in cunning ways. He doesn't charge the front door. He sneaks in through charm, emotion, and opportunity. Satan doesn't destroy with guns and fire. He destroys with temptation, distraction, and innocent smiles that always come at the wrong time. You must understand, deception often wears lipstick. There are 2 ways this attack happens, and every man must recognize both. First, she tries to ruin marriages that already exist. This is where psychology tricks come in quietly. Not with force, but with seduction, with attention, with the illusion of comfort. She leverages her physical beauty and earthly charm not merely to catch attention, but to prey on vulnerability. Watch carefully. She will never come at a strong moment, only in your weak ones. When you feel lonely, when your wife feels distant, when stress at work makes you crave escape, that's when the female psychology attack appears, disguised as relief. You will hear things like, "You deserve better," or "I just understand you more." That is not understanding, that is invasion. That is not admiration, that is strategy. Proverbs 30:20 captures this dark mindset perfectly. This is the way of an adulteress. She eats and wipes her mouth and says, "I have done no wrong." That is chilling. She plays innocent, deletes evidence, and walks away pretending her hands are clean. But the damage is already done. She doesn't cry after sin, she denies it. That is how you know the spirit behind her is not guilt, but arrogance. Don't mistake that for strength. It's rebellion. Second, Satan tries to prevent marriage from ever forming in the first place. And this tactic is even more dangerous because it looks like freedom while quietly building chains. Be warned, she will tempt a man into sex before commitment, get him hooked, spark his desires, and then use the full force of psychology tricks to keep him emotionally dependent. She'll drain him slowly, not financially at first, but through attention, validation, and flattery. That is where female psychology can cleverly manipulate. She doesn't need to ask for control. She simply lets you abandon it yourself. Before long, she's using him for what she wants: status, comfort, attention, security, and when she's satisfied, she leaves him in the dust. That is the emotional desert many men find themselves in today. Good men, talented men, gifted men, wandering because they were trained to follow feelings instead of purpose. They learned how to fall in love with pleasure, but forgot how to fall in love with honor. Proverbs 31:13 warns clearly, "Do not give your strength to women, your ways to those who destroy kings." Read that again slowly: destroy kings. Powerful men, focused men, men who once had direction. That is serious. Don't gamble your future for 5 minutes of flattery. You must understand that is not affection. That is extraction. That is why many men today feel exhausted without knowing why. They are not just tired, they are spiritually drained. Their strength has not been stolen, it's been traded off, piece by piece, to the wrong woman. How do you fall in love the right way? Not through blind emotion, but through clear vision. That's why learning psychology tricks and female psychology is not about manipulation, it's about protection. You must study the battlefield, not just the poetry. If you don't learn how to fall in love wisely, you will fall into confusion effortlessly. Love without discernment leads to bondage. Lust without purpose leads to emptiness. Be alert. Test connection. Inspect motives. A woman who pushes you toward God values your soul more than your body. But a woman who lures you into sin values your weakness more than your strength. When you meet the right woman, the energy feels different. Your efforts aren't wasted. She doesn't drain you, she develops you. She challenges you, but never belittles you. She honors boundaries. She understands the purpose. She doesn't blur your direction, she sharpens it. You pursue her, and she responds with partnership, not possession. That is the beautiful part. When the right woman joins your mission, she multiplies your momentum. She helps you use psychology tricks not to manipulate, but to deepen understanding. Her female psychology isn't a weapon, it becomes wisdom. That is why the covenant of marriage is powerful. It's two people worshiping God not just on Sundays, but with their lifestyle. Together. Fully. Fearlessly. Don't settle for imitation love. Don't chase attention disguised as intimacy. Be courageous enough to wait for the one who respects your spirit as much as your body. Learn how to fall in love intentionally, not reactively. Most men fall in love like slipping on ice, sudden, accidental, bruising, painful. Be wiser than that. You must walk with clarity. Don't hand your future to someone who doesn't care where your soul spends eternity. Don't take relationship advice from loneliness. Your heart deserves leadership, not desperation. Be the man who protects his dignity, his vision, and his covenant before chasing comfort. Because comfort can seduce you into weakness. But purpose always grows your strength. Understand this. Satan does not fear your desires. He fears your discipline. He doesn't fear that you want love. He fears that you know how to fall in love with conviction. He fears men who lead their emotions instead of following them. So he sends distractions dressed as opportunities. He uses female psychology to overload your senses and psychology tricks to bypass your logic. Don't surrender to that storm. Stand firm. Be the kind of man who sees beyond charm and stares straight into character. Because character lasts, charm fades. And when you finally find the right woman, you'll know. Not because your pulse rises, but because your spirit rests. That is love with clarity. That is marriage with honor. And that is the path worth walking, with your strength intact, your purpose alive, and your heart guarded, not by fear, but by wisdom. If this opened your eyes, then act like a man who won't be fooled again. Don't let charm disguise destruction. Don't give your strength to anyone who doesn't guard your purpose. And if you stand for that, comment this right now: my loyalty is sacred, and I protect it with strength. Like this video, subscribe for more unshakable clarity, and remember, temptation tests you, but wisdom protects you. Number 3. A woman who challenges the traditional roles in relationships may experience difficulty in maintaining harmony and order within them. A woman who challenges the traditional roles in relationships may experience difficulty in maintaining harmony, and it's important to recognize this pattern with a clear mind, guided by wisdom, before it negatively impacts your life. The first challenge to humanity wasn't physical, it was psychological, targeting roles, order, and identity. 1 Timothy 2:13 reminds us, "For Adam was formed first, then Eve, and Adam was not deceived, but the woman was deceived and became a transgressor." This truth reflects a deeper insight. The mind is often where people struggle most today. The deception was subtle, reversing the natural order, creating confusion, and then everything becomes unstable. That is what continues to occur in modern relationships. Men may be tempted toward passivity, while women may feel the pressure to take control. When this imbalance sets in, love can fade and chaos takes root. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. But in today's world, many men relinquish this power. They overlook the warning signs, dismissing them as part of modern culture. They allow their instincts to become dulled. Don't make that mistake. Don't shy away from taking the lead. Don't give up your purpose because society labels leadership as toxic. True strength doesn't retreat, it rebuilds. That is the essence of Stoicism in action. Your challenges may not always be visible. Sometimes they may come with a smile. At times, they may be friendly, but they may subtly challenge your strength, not to admire it, but to weaken it. A challenge to relationship roles often shows itself in subtle ways: lack of respect, manipulation, guilt tripping, emotional pressure, or ignoring a man's responsibility to lead. The Bible ties these roles to creation, not culture, meaning they are foundational truths of human design. When a woman resists this design, she may choose conflict over peace and discord over harmony. Genesis 3 verse 16 warns us, "Your desire shall be contrary to your husband, but he shall rule over you." This suggests that spiritual challenges are present within relationships. Every man must stay alert, remaining aware that the battle isn't always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it flatters, sometimes it hides its resistance by playing the victim. Modern men are often encouraged to stay passive, to be understanding, and to avoid confrontation. This is how they lose. This is how passive thinking prevails. Stoic wisdom teaches us the opposite. Control your emotions or be controlled by someone else's. Don't let guilt silence your purpose. Don't let manipulation distort your intentions. Don't give up your God-given role. Leadership is not about domination. It's about sacrifice. But sacrifice without leadership leads to weakness, and weakness invites others to take advantage. Consider modern life. Entertainment often celebrates defiance. Influencers mock traditional masculinity. Media rewards victimhood, but punishes responsibility. Relationships fail because roles become unclear. Men forget how to lead. Women forget how to respect. Power becomes a negotiation, and love turns into a transaction. This is psychological confusion disguised as freedom. John Adams once said, "Our Constitution was made only for a moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate for the government of any other." The same principle applies to relationships. Without discipline, respect, and defined roles, everything collapses. When a woman takes on the role of leadership over a man, it's a double-edged sword. When she succeeds, she may miss the gift of sacrificial leadership. When she fails, she invites confusion and instability into the relationship. Either way, a relationship without harmony is a difficult one. That's why it's important to recognize these patterns early. Test character, not just chemistry. Judge actions, not just words. And above all, don't be passive. Passivity is the slow erosion of strength. Stoic wisdom demands decisive action. You don't wait. You don't hope things will improve on their own. You address the imbalance. You lead, not with anger, but with clarity, strength, and unwavering purpose. Men today often ask, how do I build a strong relationship? The answer is not in following trends, it's in following principles. Christ-centered transformation is the only lasting solution. A man must love his wife with gentleness and sacrifice, not with silence, fear, or passivity. A woman must respect her husband with loving support, not with resistance, competition, or rivalry. Let's make this clear. Leadership is not cruelty, and submission is not defeat. Both are acts of strength, honor, and order. Only destructive thinking sees structure as oppression. That's why negative forces target structure first. As Sun Tzu wrote in The Art of War, attack is the secret of defense. Defense is the planning of an attack. Understand that challenges to roles are often the first signs of conflict, and your defense must start in the mind. Build a strong mind. Embrace Stoic wisdom. Remind yourself daily that leadership isn't optional, it's a responsibility. Remind yourself that passivity is the enemy. As Epictetus said, no man is free who is not master of himself. Be the master of yourself, and you'll be ready to lead. Be the master of your purpose, and confusion can't shake you. Be the master of your mind, and you will stay grounded. That's how strong men rise. That's how Stoicism in real life becomes a reality. That's how you take control of your life. Don't retreat. Don't apologize. Rise. Lead. Stand firm. And succeed. Number 4. A bad woman sent by Satan will complain about your devotion to Christ and try to pull you away from him. A woman who is struggling with her own inner turmoil might attempt to draw you away from God, but she may not do so forcefully. Instead, she might use words to subtly influence you. Unable to overpower a man physically, she may resort to emotional tactics, complaining, distorting truth, and guilt-tripping to erode your spirit and weaken your resolve. Don't be deceived. Stay vigilant. That is how a man can lose his focus, his faith, and ultimately, his sense of purpose. When the complaints start to feel constant, and when peace in your mind begins to fade, that is the time to be most steadfast. You must remain firm as a man of high value, grounded in purpose, anchored in faith, and resilient against emotional manipulation disguised as concern. For once a man begins to give in to the persistent pressure of an unhappy partner, his clarity fades, his strength wanes, and he begins to question the very foundation of his life. This is exactly what leads him off course. A woman who struggles internally isn't always overt. She doesn't always express her discontent loudly. Sometimes, she might smile while expressing dissatisfaction. Her words can sound kind, but they may leave lingering doubts. She may ask, "Why do you spend so much time reading the Bible?" Or, "Why are you always praying instead of enjoying life?" She may even imply that you're overly focused on God, while herself spending hours immersed in drama and fleeting emotions. Pay close attention. When someone resents your devotion to Christ, it's not just a minor concern. It's a signal for spiritual vigilance. You must recognize it, act on it, and protect your soul before your peace is compromised. Remember this. Proverbs 21:9 says, "It is better to live in a corner of the housetop than in a house shared with a quarrelsome wife." This is God's guidance, emphasizing that solitude with faith is preferable to companionship filled with discord. Let these words resonate deeply within you. A man who wants to attract women the right way should not fear walking away from relationships that don't honor his values. High-value thinking means understanding that peace is more valuable than fleeting pleasures. Purpose is greater than popularity. Do not let your desires overshadow your principles. Be grounded. Be focused. Be a man of clarity and strength who cannot be swayed by emotional pressure. This is how you protect your true purpose. Look at Samson, strong, a warrior, and a chosen man of God. No army could defeat him, yet a woman's persistence overcame him. Judges 16 verses 16 to 17 reveals a profound truth. Delilah didn't challenge Samson with force. She used complaints, emotional pressure, and persistent questioning. "If you truly loved me, you would tell me." Day after day, she tested his emotional strength, not through battle, but through manipulation. Eventually, weary in spirit, he gave in and shared his heart. That was all the adversary needed. One moment of vulnerability. One thought that said, "I'm tired of resisting." One confession of weakness. And the mighty man faltered. So ask yourself, how many modern men are facing the same challenges? While they may not be physically bound, their minds are often ensnared by the fear of upsetting the women in their lives. While they may not lose their physical eyesight like Samson did, their spiritual clarity may begin to fade. While they may not face mockery from enemies, they often struggle with self doubt. That is why you must protect your mind. Be cautious. Never allow complaints to weaken your devotion to Christ. If someone constantly tries to divert you from your prayers, church, scripture, or discipline, pay close attention. That is not love, that is misdirection. Do not let your masculine energy be directed by someone who does not respect your spiritual mission. And yet, do not despair. Just as Samson's strength was restored when he turned back to God, you too can find renewal. That is the beauty of grace. Even if your spirit has been worn down, even if your confidence has been shaken, even if your focus has waned, return with humility and rebuild. God always answers the man who returns with a repentant heart. The enemy may try to send someone to distract you, but God can send someone to uplift you. The difference? You'll recognize her by her spirit. Scripture teaches that unlike the one who relentlessly complains, the godly woman has a gentle and quiet spirit, and in God's sight, that is very precious. This is the kind of woman a high value man seeks, one who supports and respects his faith rather than seeking to control it. She doesn't fight your beliefs, she walks beside them. She doesn't deplete your energy, she helps renew it. This is the woman who strengthens a man's spirit, helping him attract others naturally, not through manipulation, but through character and spiritual alignment. Let this be clear. Don't offer your heart to someone who undermines your purpose. Don't dilute your faith just to make someone more comfortable. Stand unapologetically in your devotion to God. Choose your mission over fleeting emotions. Be discerning. Be bold enough to walk away from what weakens your spirit and patient enough to wait for what strengthens it. That is the path of a high-value man who protects his energy from manipulation. That is how you attract women, not with empty charm, but with grounded strength, unwavering conviction, and a heart that belongs to God first. Stay sharp. Stay true to Christ. And never let words that weaken your spirit drown out the strength God has placed within you. That is the mark of a true man. If a woman's words can weaken your spirit, then your silence will only empower her. Don't let complaints draw you away from Christ. Stand firm, stay focused, and protect your purpose. If you're ready to guard your faith, as Samson should have, comment now, "My devotion to God cannot be shaken." Number 5. A woman with manipulative intentions can subtly separate you from your brothers in Christ. She won't directly challenge your strength. Instead, she may slowly distance you from those who sharpen you, your brothers in Christ, your moral compass, and the men who speak truth into your life. This is a classic psychological tactic: divide and conquer. Be mindful of it. Don't make the mistake of walking alone, as isolation can weaken your energy and clarity faster than any defeat. In today's world, she may not show up in an obvious, dramatic way. Rather, she might use gentle psychological persuasion, comforting words, and emotional pressure to distance you from those who remind you of your true self. She may say things like, "Why do you need their advice? You don't need anyone but me," or "They're just jealous of us." Stay alert. These words might feel caring, but they can be subtle attempts to pull you away from your roots. Marcus Aurelius shared timeless wisdom: "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." A man disconnected from his community becomes anxious, uncertain, lonely, and more susceptible to manipulation. As his mind weakens, it becomes easier for him to stray from the truth. That's why you must protect yourself with resilience, discipline, and awareness. Strong men surround themselves with strong men. Never let comfort make you complacent. Don't let flattery cloud your judgment. Stay true to your values and your purpose. Proverbs 27:17 reminds us, "Iron sharpens iron." Without the right men in your life, your convictions can fade and your spirit may grow weary. You may lose touch with the version of yourself you wish to be. Ernest Hemingway once said, "The world breaks everyone, and afterward, some are strong at the broken places." That strength arises when you stay connected with those who help you grow. In the digital age, isolation can be silent and subtle, yet it is powerful. Social media offers the illusion of connection, while many men feel lonelier than ever. Depression deepens when brotherhood fades. Weakness spreads when support systems crumble. Division takes root when connections weaken. You must resist walking alone. Don't let anyone undermine your community. Don't let them make you choose between your loved ones and the truth that keeps you grounded. A wise woman will honor your bonds of brotherhood, while a manipulative woman may try to pull you away from it. She might challenge your boundaries, loyalty, and discipline, even claiming to love you while asking you to abandon the very values that made you strong. That is not love, it's manipulation. Let's be clear, a man who abandons his brothers is leaving his support behind. A man who avoids accountability is avoiding growth. A man who is easily influenced may lose his way. You must stand firm. Protect your circle. Choose what aligns with your values, because that is what sets strong men apart. It's those decisions that create unshakable faith and unbreakable confidence. A truly powerful man is not the loudest in the room, but the one with the strongest foundation. This is wisdom passed down through generations. Don't explain your philosophy. Live it. That's the essence of Stoic wisdom, and that's how a man wins today. Stoic strength means staying grounded when emotions try to sway you. A resilient mind means staying true to your purpose, not fleeting pleasures. In modern life, negativity often whispers. It's in the doubts, the feelings of alienation, the false affection and flattery mixed with hidden agendas. You must be able to recognize it immediately. You must set boundaries confidently. Speak with clarity. Act with conviction. Don't apologize for guarding your brotherhood. Don't compromise your faith to please others. Stay true to your values, even when temporary affection is offered. To put it simply, some women want to build with you, others may seek to control you. Success will attract both. Recognize the difference. A godly woman supports a man's mission. One who is not aligned may hinder it. Your mission is your priority. Your brotherhood is your shield. Your faith is your guiding light. Protect them with everything you have. Walk with men who challenge you, who speak the truth, and who make you better. This is how you master your life. This is how you rise above manipulation. This is how you find victory and freedom in your relationships, spirit, and legacy. A real man does not withdraw. He stands tall. He speaks with conviction. He protects what matters most. Let the world know, the man with a resilient mind, guided by timeless wisdom, will not be swayed. Not by doubt, not by temptation, not by isolation. Because he knows that iron sharpens iron, and without iron, he's already lost. Number 6. An evil woman will tempt you with comfort so you forget your calling. Beware the comfort trap. Not all traps are sharp, some are soft. Some are warm. Some feel safe, until the door quietly clicks shut behind you. That is how many men lose their fire, not with a knockout punch, but with a pillow gently placed beneath their head. In female psychology, the soft trap is often more dangerous than the sharp one. A battle you see coming is easier to face than the slow seduction of ease. Psychology tricks don't always scream. Sometimes they whisper. Sometimes they make you laugh. Sometimes they say they just want you to be happy. Be careful, many kingdoms have fallen with those exact words. She may offer pleasure. She may offer loyalty. She may offer attention, but ask the one question she hopes you never ask. In exchange for what? Your discipline? Your growth? Your purpose? That is where psychology tricks become spiritual sabotage. The devil does not need to destroy your mission. He only needs you to forget it. And nothing makes a man forget his mission faster than comfort disguised as love. Don't fall for it. Don't trade your calling for a couch and a soft blanket. Real masculinity is not built in comfort. It is built in challenge, pressure, and perseverance. Female psychology often understands one truth about men. A man with passion is powerful, but a man who is tired, well-fed, and constantly distracted, he is easier to manage, easier to predict, easier to control. And sometimes when a woman says, "Relax, stop working so hard. You deserve to enjoy life," it sounds caring. It sounds sweet. It sounds like real love. But ask yourself, do you feel stronger afterwards or softer? Does she challenge your mission or help you sharpen it? The answer reveals everything. People always ask how to fall in love. But the better question is how to stay powerful while in love. You must be a man of mission, not a man of ease. A man who knows when to rest, but never confuses rest with surrender. Don't let temporary comfort turn permanent. Don't let I deserve this break slowly become I don't know who I am anymore. The road to a dull life is paved with good intentions. And a man without purpose is not a man, he is furniture. In female psychology, many women admire strong men, but the moment he stops leading his own life, she stops feeling drawn to him. Why? Because nothing is more magnetic than purpose. That is how to fall in love, not by chasing her, but by chasing your mission. Real women follow real direction. They respect focus. They respect momentum. They follow clarity like a lighthouse in the night. You don't attract real women by giving up your purpose. You attract them with pursuit, with drive, with grit. The right woman will walk beside your mission. The wrong woman will pull you away from it. That is how you know the difference, not by what she says, but by what she does to your spirit. Some men say, but she loves me. She wants me to be happy. Yes, maybe she does. But happiness without growth is not happiness, it is sedation. Passion without discipline is not passion, it is chaos. And rest without purpose is not rest, it is retreat. Comfort, when given at the wrong time, is not love, it is anesthesia. Many great men have fallen asleep in the arms of ease and never woken up. Ease is pleasant. Ease is addictive. Ease is tempting. And that is why ease must be respected as an enemy when it overstays its welcome. Let's be clear. Comfort is not the enemy, forgetting your calling is. A man needs rejuvenation. A man needs moments of peace. A man needs warmth. But warmth that weakens is not warmth, it is poison served with a smile. Psychology tricks are often disguised as kindness. The real test is simple. Do you feel more alive after being with her or less? If your dreams fade, if your goals quiet down, if your drive slowly shrinks, that is not support. That is slow sabotage. In female psychology, there are two types of women: those who see your mission and say, how can I help? And those who say, why do you need it? You must pay attention. You must guard your energy. You must lead your life. A man who abandons his direction will soon wander. A man who forgets his calling will soon feel meaningless. A man who lives only for comfort eventually lives only for distraction. And a distracted man is no longer dangerous, he is dull. Don't forget this. Your spirit was built for pursuit. Your heart was designed for challenge. Your masculinity only survives when it is tested. How to fall in love with life. Do meaningful things. Serve meaningful missions. Stand for something. Burn for something. Chase something. Let your ambition be louder than your comfort. Let your values be stronger than your desires. The man who remembers his calling becomes hard to break, hard to manipulate, hard to tempt. The world doesn't need more soft men. It needs focused men, driven men, men who refuse to trade destiny for convenience. Be that man. Be the man who uses rest to recharge, not retreat. Be the man who knows that a loving woman fuels your mission. She never replaces it. Let comfort visit your life, but never let it rule your life. If you remember that, your mission will not die. Your energy will rise. Your strength will sharpen. And your life will feel exactly as it should, alive. Thank you for watching all the way through. That already puts you ahead of most people. If anything in this video opened your eyes or made you think a little deeper, then please give it a like, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe so you don't miss upcoming videos. Every bit of support helps this channel continue to grow and deliver real value. I also want to hear your voice. Do you agree with the points we made today? Have you ever met someone who fits this description? Or maybe you've got a completely different angle. Either way, the comment section is open for you. Don't hold back, your experience might just help someone else. Here's a comment you can post to start the discussion. Awareness is protection, always. And if you have suggestions for future topics or want me to go deeper into certain psychology tricks, let me know. This channel is built for growth, insight, and clarity, and your feedback helps steer the ship in the right direction. So until the next video, stay alert, trust your instincts, and remember, strength starts in the mind. You're not alone, and you're not powerless.